I will admit the title may be a bit dramatic for some of the people on the list, but not for others. I came across a controversial internet figures iceberg by user J-Brazen on Reddit, and I have separated the more unknown ones into 4 categories to make videos on. I am mildly uncomfortable talking about other people. It feels rude to me. I do not know any of these people, and I am saying rude things about them, and they are not here to defend themselves. I admit that is not cool of me. Please keep in mind I'm just relaying information I found online. Think of me like Michelle McDaniel, who makes videos about people with a rude thumbnail and title to get people to click, but the video itself isn't rude. Just because someone did bad things in the past does not mean they are a bad person now. I am a completely different person from who I was just a couple of years ago. Allow people the chance to grow as people and learn and become better. Z Fixes Art is a Twitter user who takes characters created by artists, redrawing them, modifying their weight, race, and overall appearance, claiming she fixed them without asking the original artist before. When first looking at this account, it appears to have a positive perspective on pro-fat, pro-LGBT, and other issues. On her page, she describes herself saying, "Hi, my name is Zena, but you can call me Z. I make anti-fat-phobic comics and fix fat-phobic art. My page is a safe place for fellow LGBTQ plus Muslims and fellow feminists." She is 5'2", 106 kilograms or 230 pounds, and proud. For reference, I am 5'7", 200 pounds, and I am clearly fat, so she would be bigger than I am. She is a 22-year-old non-binary Aries. I realize now, they them pronouns, my bad. They like food and feminism and dislike doctors and politics, but upon closer inspection of their behavior, it becomes clear that the person behind the account is beyond repulsive and has no regard for anyone. When an artist draws something she disagrees with or doesn't like, she will search for that artist and physically snag their work, recreate it without their permission, and then repost it with the artist's name and claim they fixed it. They typically do this by giving the aforementioned drawn character more weight and altering their skin tone. She even did this to artwork of real people, insulting their appearance, whether this person is whitewashing characters and making them skinny, or making their skin tone darker and their body fatter, is completely irrelevant. There are skinny white people and fat people of color. Both of these people are completely valid and do not need to be fixed. Even though disgust is usually targeted towards the appearance of bigger people, fixing a light-skinned, skinny character is not having the effect she wants. Probably to give more representation to fat and dark-skinned people who sadly are not represented enough in art. This is not the way to do it. Create your own characters who look like this. Skinny white people exist, and they do not need fixing. And their existence is not phobia. Her first controversy was when she redrew and aged up Busty Raka, a 15-year-old character from the My Hero Academia cartoon that another artist had drawn, saying, "Hope you don't mind, but I did some minor edits with your recent art. Please don't draw minors unmodestly next time. Aging up characters to draw them lewd is a whole nother issue which I do not have the energy to get into right now. It is something no one would ever do to an actual child, though with fictional child it is completely fine, apparently. Why? Why are you attracted to a drawing? Cartoonists do not make these shows for your adult gratification. This is a psychological phenomenon that interests me, even preferring them to real women. She persisted in harassing the artist until he stopped responding, then genuinely anticipated it would be dropped, saying, "I do believe I fixed the art. If you don't, then you are just another cum-brained pedo weep. Sorry, the truth hurts. If you don't like how someone draws or what they draw because it isn't beneficial to what you like, you still have no right to download their art in order to do some ridiculous fix." She doesn't have the slightest remorse for what is immature and literally theft. Stealing others' creations and believing that all characters need to be a fat person of color. Her fixing art continued after this controversy. She also drew characters as hairy. The representation of body hair on women is positive, in my opinion. Not every woman desires to be hairless. Even if they do, sometimes they don't care enough to shave their entire body every day, which I am. I'm lazy, but I do like not having body hair, so I want laser hair removal. It should be considered completely fine if women do or don't remove their body hair. And it is something that needs to be normalized, and it is also completely fine if you find hairy women unattractive. It is okay to have preferences. It is okay to not find fat people or even people of a certain race attractive. People really do not control what they are attracted to, though also women do not exist to be attractive to you. Sometimes, in my opinion, it can go a bit too far. I have seen a woman proudly lift up their arms and show off their hairy armpits. That is unnecessary. Just simply exist with body hair. It is my opinion, not something to be proud of or shown off. But please let me know if I'm ignorant. I'm open to having a discussion and changing my mind. Wanting it isn't going to normalize it, just simply existing with it will. One thing that Z does that I agree with is drawing minor characters who originally were wearing revealing clothing to be more age appropriate, though I do not watch the show and I have no idea if revealing clothing goes with her personality. I am ignorant. Anime is something that I have never gotten into. I have dated men who have tried to get me into it, and I can't. I am open to watching it again and trying to get into it, but after several attempts, I still haven't, so I'm not really optimistic I'll ever be into it. I'm into the Western cartoon. Now that it has become apparent that I have the tendency to go on tangents a lot, let's continue. She would also decrease the breast size of busty characters, believing large breasts sexualize women. No, some women just have big chests. A woman's body isn't inherently sexual, we just simply exist. I am not finding any examples of a light-skinned character in her art, or men. Do white people... Oh shit, I'm saying her. That is not intentional. Even though I disagree with her, I still respect her. Fuck. I still respect them and the pronouns they choose to use. Holy fucking shit. I am trying. Do white people and men not exist in her fixed world? I don't know. In their fixed world. I don't know about you, but in my ideal world, there are definitely men. In my ideal world, there would just be no evil people. Hopefully, that is achievable one day. She is also just a plain asshole. She told an artist the faces in her drawings are very misshapen, and her shading is hideous. She shouldn't use purple to shade, and her poses are stiff. I completely disagree. The thing about art is that it is whatever you want it to be. Your art does not have to look a certain way. This is also not how you provide critique to an artist who can approve, especially when they aren't looking for opinions. And her art isn't the prettiest either. And their art isn't the prettiest either. Just two different styles. They called the artist a roach and accused her of having internalized misogyny, telling her not to be afraid of drawing fat woman next time. She's not necessarily afraid of drawing fat woman. It is just that woman at a healthy weight exists and it's okay to draw them. And in complete honesty, as a fat person, I recognize that fat rolls are not aesthetically pleasing and not pretty to look at, so I completely understand why someone would be turned off by drawing them. Though fat women and men do exist and there is nothing wrong with our existence, a lot are fine with their lifestyles and appearance. I personally am not. I am miserable being fat. I am trying. I am fighting for my life to stick to a diet. I feel like I start it goes good for a couple days, then I fail. I think I would be so hot if I lost 50 pounds. Though people of all types should have representation in media and art. A lot of people mostly focus on this being fat people, though I would love to see more representations of people with disabilities. Any kind of person who looks different, people with scars, people with amputated limbs. They exist and should be shown more in media. But of course not to the point where it is forced and shoved down our throats. At one point, someone tweeted at Z, "Look what I did for you, baby. I fixed your OC for you. Hope you like it, hon." They made the drawing of them to have lighter skin, bigger breasts, and slimmer. They blocked this person who found it amusing, saying they can't handle it when their art is being fixed. I wonder if Z would have a different reaction if they were given darker skin and made fatter in the art. At the end of 2020, their page got hacked and ridiculed. This is what it looks like now. The hacker said Z has an extensive block list and posted not safe for work art of them. Completely inappropriate. Even if Z is deplorable, they do not want themselves to be sexualized. It is unnecessary. The account was eventually taken down. It is unclear if the hacker did this themselves or if Twitter did it due to mass reporting. Though if it was Twitter, they should give the account back to the original owner instead of deleting it. There are some theories that Z isn't who they said they were, though when they were active, it was said they interact with other their users frequently and in a way that was believable. So if it was someone impersonating an SJW, they did a good job at it. It has also been noted that Z desexualizes characters by increasing their weight and race. This is insinuating that people of color and chubby people aren't sexually attractive, which is completely going against their narrative. Some artists, they put down where people of color themselves, they disrespect hardworking artists because they believe their cast of characters wasn't diverse enough for them. Well, I shouldn't say diverse because having only fat and brown characters is the exact opposite of diverse. It is only one body type and one race. Just because that race isn't white and that body type isn't skinny does not make it diverse. Diversity has multiple races and body types, not just one that fits your agenda. People have pointed out that Z does not seem like a real person for multiple reasons, saying that they dislike politics but like feminism, which is inherently political, and that they fixed characters from shows with a large devoted fan base, shows they never showed any interest in, which would guarantee angry responses from the fans. Also, an actual body positive feminist would never fix the body of an actual person. Someone who is truly body positive supports all body types, not just one of them. This reminds me of the Miko Binder Thomas Jefferson, where a Hamilton fan made art of a transgender race-bent Thomas Jefferson. Is this something an actual person would do unironically? Race-bending and gender-bending characters is actually interesting, but that is when you're redoing it as an artistic challenge with respect to the original character, not when you're trying to fix them. I honestly do not have a strong opinion on if this is a real person who actually has these beliefs or is a troll. I believe both are equally possible. It was also pointed out that Z was pretty much every minority, which I am also ignorant, but how common is that to be fat, LGBT, Muslim, feminist, person of color? Actually, there's probably a lot. I dated a guy. That was pretty much all. I hope you're doing good, Mohammed. I hope your music is succeeding. If they were a troll, they would probably add mentally ill and furry to the list. Or would that be too obvious? Some people are suspicious, even completely convinced that Z was Creepshow art, one of the artists that Z fixed art of. They believe this because some old drawings of Creepshow arts are similar in style to Z's art, though it would be quite amusing if she created an identity to argue with herself on Twitter. I honestly don't strongly believe in it. Why would she do that? To get attention, maybe? There's also barely any evidence to suggest it. Z's most recent tweet is, "I realized I was dumb and I shouldn't have been doing those all stuff fixing stuff. I'm sorry to the artists that I criticized them, and I just want to post my stuff, so I'm not going to do any fixing thingy. Hope you have a great day." I found a post on Reddit made by a throwaway account. Okay, so I just realized that this theory has been brought up by several creators and people on Twitter by now, so I'd like to share my thoughts on it because I've been thinking about this for a long time. I'm wondering if Shannon was behind the Z Fixes Art Twitter account herself. Reasons why I think it could have been Shannon. An image she posted to Twitter to introduce herself. The handwriting looks similar to Shannon's that I've seen in videos and on Instagram, although obviously intentionally messier. Z also included a little angry face at the bottom, and I've definitely seen Shannon use that angry face before. As far as I know, Z only fixed popular characters from media, and the only time they fixed art by a smaller creator was when she redrew a piece by Shannon, which she said she had done as a commission for someone who wanted a drawing of themselves. Z fixing her art created a lot of buzz around her, people defending her, saying how ridiculous it was of Z to accuse Shannon of being racist for drawing someone the way they actually look. Here's a little timeline I think is interesting. There is a video from 2019 where Shannon claims that someone came to her in DMs or comments to tell her she was being I don't know if I can say that word without being demonetized for drawing a person of color while she is not a person of color herself. Then about a year later in 2020, Shannon made a video called The Worst Tumblr Artist Ever, where she claimed that was drawing race caricatures. Pretty soon after, Shannon was being criticized by some person of color artists and creators for basically sounding like a white savior, and that the artist in question wasn't being race in their opinion. Later that same month, June of 2020, the Z Fixes Art Twitter account was created and started posting, and then a few weeks later, Z fixed Shannon's art, and people started defending Shannon against accusations of race / being insensitive. Because Z was so obviously outrageously wrong, it seems odd to me that Z's timing was so convenient, and isn't it weird how that stuff happens to Shannon disproportionately often? Anyway, this to me is all really reminiscent of the low-cal accusations where she allegedly shit-talked herself a bit too, then swooped in to defend herself and create some buzz around her that way. Z's time on Twitter ended by them being hacked, an excuse Shannon has used multiple times. There's definitely more reasons why others think Z could have been Shannon, but I just wanted to list the additional ones I noticed. Reddit user Dix All Day responds, the way Shannon has manufactured drama, I really wouldn't put this past her. It's just so very off that Z person only popped up to provide a distraction for Shannon herself, only to disappear once they were hacked. At the very least, I don't believe that Z was a real person. I think they were a sock troll created to serve a purpose. And did they do anything other than weirdly draw attention to Shannon? If not, then I can only think that the purpose was to aid Shannon somehow. Shannon's actions have been so bizarre and beyond comprehension for me, and that's only since I started paying attention to her tricksy ways. This Z thing happened when few people really clued into her bullshit, and it's just such a weird ploy for attention. I don't know if we'll ever know for sure unless someone has inside info from that time, but I believe it. No question. It's so stupid and bonkers. Totally a Shannon move. Brittany Benty is a YouTube streamer, sometimes referred to as a troll, who sympathizes with fascism. She is well known for her controversial online stances and behavior, which have helped her establish an equally fascist audience and fan base. She gained near 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. Checking out her channel, she honestly has videos I am interested in watching, like Discount Female Andrew Tate and TikTok's Gold Digger Craze. These are honestly videos I would click on if I saw them in my recommended. I have not watched any of her videos yet, though I probably will. I am not ashamed to like the content that I like, even if a lot of people hate one particular content creator. If I like them, I'm going to watch them and enjoy them without any shame. I don't really care for how people cancel others for saying things that they said like a decade ago, or even less than a decade ago. I'm completely different than I was when I was 16. I'm 21 now. I can enjoy her content without agreeing with her views, similar to how people can separate art from the artist. When listening to Michael Jackson or Chris Brown, I am sure some people are going to be angry that a person creates content that I like, but I'm going to watch it. I don't care. I will watch what interests me. I don't care if a show creator was later accused of a crime. It will not personally ruin the show for me, but I understand that people think differently and will only want to watch content created by good people, but hopefully we can respectfully disagree and we can both watch what we want to. I have had this discussion with friends before and they are appalled at me like I am the horrible person. I honestly don't understand this viewpoint. Can someone help me understand? I can acknowledge that someone's past actions, even their current behavior or beliefs, are terrible and disagree with them, yet I can still find entertainment in the content they produce. I feel like I am the minority in this viewpoint and I don't understand why. Please educate me. For example, liking Shane Dawson's content. Am I wrong? If I am in the wrong, I am not coming from a place of hatred. I am coming from a place of ignorance. Whoa. Hey, party people. I lost about 30 minutes of footage because I still film on and use a goddamn iPhone 5 in 2024, and I edit on a Chromebook, so hard work of mine gets lost on occasion, unfortunately. Brittany Venti is currently banned from using Twitter and Twitch. However, she is still active on YouTube. Brittany Venti began broadcasting herself playing video games such as Grand Theft Auto in 2015 on Twitch, from which she has been banned. She created a character of herself based on her perception as an unstable YouTuber after freaking out on live, saying another player was R-wording her in-game, which led to numerous online disputes regarding her behavior. After Donald Trump won the election, which led to the rise of alt-right and neo-fascist politics, Venti, like many other internet personalities, started socially and financially capitalizing on the rise of a younger, energetic, and far-right by participating in real-life trolling at Shia LaBeouf's anti-Trump art show in New York City called He Will Not Divide Us in 2017. She, as a result, gained admirers from the neo-Nazi-infested political 4chan board, earning the title Queen of the Board from some of its users. I think they may have had a different reaction if she wasn't young and pretty. She was also present at a rally in New York City where she was arrested, and she marched alongside fascists carrying torches at the violent Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, which claimed many lives. Okay, I definitely disagree with that and would think less of any person who marches with fascists. That is concerning. Many have questioned whether Brittany truly holds the opinions she expresses or if she is merely surfing the online tide of alt-right politics and ideologies. Due to this, some have come to the conclusion that she is just a clout-chasing e-girl who grabs onto any far-right e-celeb who enters her proximity for content while putting them in the hot seat when it's convenient for her to do so. I mean, whatever you have to do to get money, get that bag, girl. Though probably not the best way to do so if it gets a lot of people hating you. Though I am sure older men who support Trump love a pretty young girl with beliefs like her and are absolutely willing to throw money at her. She likes to meet with other content creators within alt-right circles, comparing meeting them to catching Pokemon, claiming she needs to catch them all. She has changed her image in recent years, taking a strong stance against adult content. This is hypocritical as she has exposed her breasts online. But as I said before, let people change their beliefs on something. Since then, she has frequently attacked and started internet arguments with other more well-known women online, including Pokimane, Shoe on Head, and Anissa Joma, the girlfriend of popular YouTuber iDubbbz, gaining an increasingly misogynistic incel audience. She attacked these women just because they did not share the traditional conservative Catholic beliefs, an attitude on women held by her audience. She is obviously a fierce advocate for it. She is of mixed racial descent, as her mother is black and her father is white. Although her opinions on race are inconsistent and occasionally contradict each other, it can be assumed that she has some feelings of internalized discrimination. In 2018, she was given a 24-hour ban after a video she posted about African cooking was found to contain race and offensive stereotypes of people from these regions, referring to them as dirt eaters, and her now ex-boyfriend could be overheard making fun of her African IQ and then making clicking noises to mock some African languages. This infuriated her because she claimed to be half black since her mother is black. She even included her DNA test results as evidence for her claim. Whether this is an attempt to troll the libs or she simply is that incompetent. Her opinions on race can fluctuate at times. She seemed to be mainly concerned with being black when it socially benefits her or helps her get out of problems she created for herself. I honestly think she is very likely and hopefully trolling, though there are people who do not have these beliefs, so maybe she is one of them, though controversy does garner attention. Is this worth having so many people hate you? Of course, all creators have people who dislike them, though why actively try to make people hate you? It's not good for long-term success. Some more evidence to suggest she is a troll is that when she was a Twitch streamer known as Lollipop Ninja, she had her own vocabulary, such as calling League of Legends League of Leggings. Her ex repeatedly broke into her home several times. Then he alleged that she was insecure and violent towards him, and that her cats had defecated all over the apartment, and she had refused to clean it. Brittany refuted the accusations. She leaked recordings of him acting aggressively towards her and breaking items. She has dated alt-right YouTuber Think Before You Sleep. Honestly, some of his videos aggravate me, but others I find intriguing. A man groped Brittany on the subway in June of 2021. She then got him to confess on camera while pursuing him through the streets until he was taken into custody. Brittany frequently asserted that Andrew Tate was guilty of his crimes after his arrest in December 2022. And she publicly criticized and pressured right-wing YouTubers to speak out against him. Her Twitter was banned after she questioned a victim of trafficking who pressed charges. She has been seen numerous occasions endorsing typical anti-Semitic beliefs. She has been rubbing her hands together after receiving a large donation from one of her viewers resembling the Le Happy Merchant meme. Despite some saying it's just a joke, she doesn't really believe that. It is extremely obvious that some alt-right aspects infiltrated onto her viewers, and she has accepted these beliefs at some times. Whether she truly thinks these things or is shitposting is irrelevant, as she is financially benefiting from it regardless. If she is trolling, good for her for making money off of losers. If she truly has these beliefs, then she fits the title of the video. Far Right, white supremacist political analyst and live streamer Nick Fuentes' channel was permanently suspended in February 2020 for breaking YouTube's rules against hate speech. I get upset at YouTube censoring sometimes, but some censoring is a good thing in my personal opinion, like the censoring of hate speech. Maybe just demonetize them instead of completely removing them from the platform, but it is their website and they can do whatever they want. Though, don't demonetize me and other creators that discuss dark topics or have a dark sense of humor. Just the hate speech, folks. He is well known for his denial of a significant historical event that I am pretty sure I cannot mention without being demonetized. Isn't YouTube lovely? And anti-Semitic beliefs. Can I even say that word here? He describes his beliefs that Catholic faith should be law, a proponent of authoritarian rule, and a member of the incel movement. He went to Charlottesville, Virginia, white nationalist gathering in 2017. At the time, he was studying politics at the University of Boston, though he dropped out due to being harassed for attending. I'm not going to say that should have happened to him, but I'm going to say I'm not sympathetic. He later spoke at events before the 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. He has urged white nationalist organizations to make fun of themselves and use irony, saying that doing so is important for giving a lot of cover and plausible deniability for our views. This guy makes the fixes art look not so bad. I want to be respectful and open-minded of beliefs that are different than mine, but I draw a line at fascism, as most should. Nick and Kanye West had a private meal with former U.S. President Donald Trump in 2022, who said he was very impressed with Nick. Political leaders from both the U.S. and foreign countries made significant remarks on the meeting, with the debate surrounding the dinner being referred to as the most uncomfortable moment in U.S. history in a half-century or more for American Jews. I am going to start this with, I am completely ignorant. I do not understand why people are anti-Semitic. Like, did they even do anything? Is it just because they aren't Christian? Gosh, racists are weird. Nick began to make political remarks on a local radio station run by his high school, where he promoted traditional conservative viewpoints. His other political live stream, America First, which he started in college, is distinguished by Nick's frequent use of humor and irony to connect with Gen Z and offer plausible denial for his frequently extremist viewpoints. Nick has denounced Turning Point USA and its founder, Charlie Kirk, on numerous occasions, accusing them of betraying Donald Trump by supporting large legal immigration, backing the state of Israel in international aid, and LGBT issues. Because of this, numerous right-wing mainstream politicians distance themselves from Nick, labeling his viewpoints as extreme and disconnected from mainstream conservatism. Yeah, no crap, this guy's views are out of touch. Even other people on the right think so. Ben Shapiro, a conservative political commentator, was with his family outside a Turning Point USA event in West Palm Beach, Florida, when Nick harassed him. He even confronted Shapiro and questioned his motive for criticizing him in a speech at Stanford University. The confrontation was captured on camera and was criticized.
No way!
I'm here with Andy No. Welcome back to Slightly Offensive.
Wow, here he is.
Really weird.
Ben Shapiro. Ben, it's great to see you. Why did you give a 45-minute speech about me at Stanford, and you won't even look at my
Hey, he's with his kids.
Come on, I'm right here. Oh, hey, let him cross, man. Let him cross. I know you're with your family, but I can't get to anywhere else. A 45-minute speech? Wow. Well, that's our free speech warrior, everybody. Champion of the battle of ideas.
He was one of the far-right individuals and organizations that attended the protests before the 2021 United States Capitol attack during President Trump's second impeachment trial. A video of his remarks was broadcasted. He was one of several far-right activists who got the substantial Bitcoin donations from a French contributor. He received the vast majority of the payout, 13.5 Bitcoin or $680,000. The FBI launched an inquiry to see if whether any of this money was used to finance unlawful activities such as the storming of the U.S. Capitol. The contributor also wrote what appeared to be a ending of life note. Fuentes talked about taking the lives of lawmakers who refused to overturn the results of the 2020 election 2 days before the storming of the U.S. Capitol. He said, "What can you and I do to a state legislator besides take their lives? We would not do that. I'm not advising that, but I mean, what else can you do, right? This gets worse and worse the more you get into the sky." He said, "It is us and our ancestors that created everything good that you see in this country. All these people that have taken over our country, we do not need them. It is the American people and our leader, Donald Trump, against everybody else in our country and this world. Our founding fathers would get in the streets and they would take this country back by force if necessary, and that is what we must be prepared to do." Jordy Jordan, better known online as Wings of Redemption, is a Call of Duty commentator on YouTube. He was initially a highly well-known YouTuber in the Call of Duty space during the early days of YouTube and is regarded as a pioneer in gaming commentary. He was raised by his grandparents because he was allegedly the product of an incestuous relationship with underage parents. This is just things I found online. I have no idea if anything I am saying is true. Jordy used to be an average weight and was physically active as a child, but that changed when a foreign exchange student started attending his school and beating him in several sports. Jordy believed that if he consumed more calories, he would have more energy, grow more quickly, and get stronger. As a result, he would eat too much, which would only contribute to his weight gain. He would get a head injury from being hit by a baseball bat, cracking open his skull, but he would recover completely, although it has never been conclusively proven. It has been suggested that his damage had an adverse effect on his cognitive abilities. I saw in a YouTube comment on one of Mr. Bolland's videos someone suggesting that frontal lobe injuries are one of the main explanation for why serial killers exist, saying that most of the big ones are confirmed to have head injuries. This is not something I am going to confirm. I do not care enough to. The bullying he experienced as a child because of his bow-leggedness led to the development of bipolar disorder and social anxiety, and in his adult years, depression. It should be noted that Jordy is a high school dropout who failed the 9th grade 3 times. He claims to have a GED, although it's unclear if this is accurate. In 2013, Jordy posted a video titled Rock Bottom, in which he complained about his network's decision to terminate him and tearfully revealed that his girlfriend Brandy broke up with him and that made his depression worse. He received a lot of criticism and mockery for this. When it came to his Call of Duty abilities in 2011, Jordy conveyed cockiness and arrogance. He assumed he would be better than Syndicate at Call of Duty multiplayer, which resulted in a match between the two. The stream was eagerly anticipated and many people watched it. Jordy had the upper hand at first, but eventually lost his composure and patience, which made him frustrated. Jordy smashed his controller and yelled at his co-host when he realized he had no chance at winning. At first, they thought he was joking, but later he yelled at them, "Why the fuck you stream that shit?" Which later became a catchphrase to make fun of him.
Fuck! Why the fuck you stream that shit?
It was your idea.
He attempted to bribe Syndicate after the failed match by offering to split the cost of a rematch. Jordy's reputation was further damaged when Syndicate blocked him, expressed disdain with him, and posted screenshots of their exchange online. Even though they were both playing the same set of rules, Jordy continues to have resentment for this match to this day. I think games should be about having fun and not about winning, but I'm ignorant. I'm not a gamer. Jordy expressed his frustration at his declining viewership on Twitter in 2012, saying he was on the verge of ending himself. He was accused with making things up to gain views. Jordy destroyed his microphone during a live stream with Keemstar when the accusation was brought up.
You whore and shit.
Fucking suicide. Do you not understand the gravity of the situation? You fake this for views. Your fucking raw instinct. Your fucking G unit, Wings. This is what you are. This is what you brought. You brought this on yourself because you need more views, Wings. It's not all about the fucking views. It's not. If you take that out your mind, if you just don't look at the view counter, maybe you'll be happier in life. Maybe you will. But you're just so concerned about numbers on a website that it just it engulfs you and it makes you depressed.
A different YouTuber implied that he would report him to the FBI for threatening his life. Jordy would frantically strive to achieve success on YouTube, doing whatever it took to regain his former notoriety and creating videos on any subject he could think of. In 2014, filming a commentary video on Chris Chan after he pepper sprayed a GameStop employee. I didn't know Chris Chan did that. But Jordy was still unable to achieve success he once had. Eventually, Jordy chose to concentrate more on Twitch streaming because it required less effort, claiming that he wouldn't need to worry about editing if he streamed. While the movement did produce a quicker, more profitable way to make money, the facade he established as a god-tier Call of Duty gaming prodigy was revealed when people were able to see his true skill level at gaming to his inability to edit the footage he was putting out. He became so enraged during a match with one of his viewers that he expressed his wish for his opponent's family to perish in a car accident and referred to him as a human piece of crap. Later, he repeated this to a different viewer, proclaiming that "I hope your parents fucking die and you live the rest of your life without them." Seeing that he easily became angry and this was entertaining, many trolls began to join his streams. It climaxed easily in 2017 when he had a breakdown on live stream. He was playing Call of Duty when a troll started stream sniping him by joining the game, screaming at him on the mic, firing at him, and tossing smoke grenades. This kept him from winning the game as intended. When Jordy had enough, he punched a hole in the wall and flung his controller across the room. He then broke down and started crying, saying he really wanted the surgery but might not be able to get it. This is probably in reference to gastric bypass surgery or a weight loss surgery. I don't see the relevance in losing a game to that. And screamed that he can't take it anymore.
Like, if somebody could give me, like, their information, like their name, their address, the number, how I can get in contact with these guys, I would really like to know, because, like, I'm seriously considering suing them. Look here! Look, listen! Appearing offline does not fucking stop it. So stop giving fucking advice you know nothing about. I'm banning anybody trying to give me advice. Real talk. My mod should be doing this. I gotta play. Like, why are you doing this to me? Real talk, why? I really need to make this fucking money. I really wanted to get this fucking surgery, man. I wanted it so fucking bad. I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man. All I wanted to do was, like, I was fucking lonely. I wanted to just fucking stream and have a good time, man. Have a good game. My life.
Sir, respectfully, if you get upset by trolls, then content creator is not the job for you. I mean, it makes entertaining content and gets people to talk about you. He made the decision to call the troll on Discord to try to resolve the issue, but it devolved into a disaster, and Jordy threatened one of the trolls by saying I'm not reading that. He started taking the same antidepressant med that I am on to help him calm down and stop having breakdowns because he was so overwhelmed by the amount of trolling he was receiving. This medication did help him in controlling his rage to some extent, but at the price of numbing his reactions to anything, effectively turning him to a zombie, and even impairing his sexual function. The mood effects eventually started to fade after taking the medications for almost a year, and the wrath gradually beginning to return. Jordy got married in 2020. People started to accuse him of being harsh and inattentive to his wife almost immediately. An accusation surfaced that Jordy's wife was flirting with one of his Twitch moderators. She was also the target of criticism. The trolling persisted. This was around the time he got a weight loss surgery, weighing 450 pounds. Jordy's wife was worried about a potential negative medical test result in 2021, and she wanted to chat with him about it. Jordy informed her several times that he was streaming and didn't want to be bothered. Later, she left the room and started sobbing loudly so stream viewers could hear her. Jordy disregarded her and simply said, "Whatever."
You gonna get off at 12 still?
No,
Why?
it's not. What are you looking at for?
Can you not take like a 5-minute break?
No, because it's going to be more than a 5-minute conversation. I'm just trying to squeeze a stream in before I got to go do the celebration of life thing.
I think we need to go.
No, I'm good.
Okay, well then you at least need to get off and talk to me.
Can you please stop?
Will you please talk?
Please stop.
More criticism and trolling were generated by the stream. A photo of his penis from around 2013 was leaked online the same month, which prompted trolls to make fun of him on stream. He boasted about the size of it on stream, comparing it to a water bottle, and even requesting his wife to inform the trolls that it was as big as a water bottle. his wife didn't stand up for him. She was called a bad wife for not defending him. A troll on TikTok started impersonating Jordy sometime in late August 2021 using his name, face, and legitimate links to his profiles in his bio. After that, this individual would start harassing other users, mostly women, making sexist comments towards them. Screenshots of the harassment were posted on Twitter by a woman who was not aware of Jordy's identity or the trolling. The police arrived at Jordy's house at 3 a.m. and showed screenshots of the troll's comments. Jordy and the police got into a fight with the officer, accusing him of lying. He nearly got arrested before he finally managed to convince them of the following these incidents. Jordy's reputation as someone who likes children began to spread among those outside the YouTube community. They started posting videos of him in 2011 when he said he would cut the age of how old you have to be to appear in adult videos to 12, and that it's all right for a 16-year-old to date a 40-year-old and have relations because a 16-year-old can make her own damn decisions.
I did say the age of consent should be 12. You know why I said that? Because growing up in high school, I knew girls that were like 12, 13, 14, fucking on the regular. Even 16 at 45, I'd let that slide because a 16-year-old can make her own damn decisions. I'd cut child off around 12.
In addition, there is a 2018 video showing Jordy flirting with two minors, ages 16 and 17, while playing Rainbow Six Siege. Jordy once more sobbed on stream as more footage that accused him of liking minors started to surface. Jordy stated on stream in 2022 that eating fast food is less expensive than cooking at home. He then used the example of how making lasagna would cost $30. His viewers quickly brought up the fact that lasagna shouldn't be that expensive. He promised to film himself preparing a lasagna that would cost $30 or more. He tweeted a picture of a Walmart receipt with the amount of $39.44 on it. Viewers started asking Jordy about a lasagna video he had promised and to which they had donated. Several days after posting the receipt, he started to block everybody in his chat who inquired about a lasagna video, despite accepting donations towards it in his stream. That's where the controversies end. If you know of any other content creators who aren't well known you think I would find interesting, please let me know.